Well, Thias, thanks for jumping on, buddy, and going to be sharing obviously a bit about your journey within the Ecom Blueprint program, but more importantly, your success with your ecom business, which we'll get a few details on in a second. You've just come off a record month. I think you just mentioned just over 20K, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Seeing where it's come from, this year and where it is now, and we're just obviously speaking offline about plans for the new year and setting expectations and where to deploy obviously funds and things like that. But before we get into a little bit of the tactics and strategy you use to grow the business, I'd love to just hear a bit about yourself and how you started the business and where you were before we actually met.
Yeah, cool. So I own Weighted Blankets Australia. We sell a wide range of blankets. It originally came about because my niece and nephew who are autistic, I wanted to get them a Christmas present of weighted blankets. And I found that there weren't any appropriate sizes for them. And then the ones that were around were like a real sort of canvassy feel and they were really rough. And anyone with sensory issues, like it's just yuck for them and they're not going to use it and enjoy it. So then I went to get some custom made and then that was going to cost a bomb. And so then I looked into getting a bulk order made. And then I was like, well, this could be a profitable business. This could be something that people want. And it certainly fills a need in the market because as a previous customer, I saw that it wasn't available anywhere. So that's how we started. Obviously, wandering into an ecom business blind, there was like hundreds of hurdles that I had to overcome that I could slowly teach myself along the way. But I sort of got to this level in the business where I knew that there were barriers and I was trying to overcome them, but I didn't know what they were and I didn't know how to get past them as a result. And then so I did a bit of research into some business coaching and obviously came across the Ecom Blueprint. And I think I touched base with you probably been 8 or 9 months before I signed up. And we had a little chat, just sort of me feeling it out, seeing what the coaching service is like. Full disclosure, you weren't the only coach I spoke to, but I think that was an important process for me to find a coach that I probably could click with and that I feel could deliver me the best value.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then September this year, I signed up to Ecom Blueprint.
Mm. Yeah, that's a really important point that you bring up, and I always advocate for people. I mean, I do it myself, like assessing your options. It's as you said, really important to find what you feel is a fit, right? Like that you're going to get the best out of
Hmm.
yourself with, and that you believe has obviously your best interest at heart, and that's an unfortunate thing about say the coaching industry and the reputation some people get and have, but it's great to hear and see, such results as yourself, just when things click and seeing how simple things can be. With just paint the picture for me prior to that. Obviously, you're actively kind of looking for some help for a few months. And this is a side hustle for you, which is, all more credit to the incredible results you've got so far. What was it that, like, where were things at? Was it just like, did you know you actively needed help? Was it just those blind spots that you couldn't see? Like, what kind of made you really pull the trigger on jumping in, if you recall?
So, so it's one of those things that it was the unknown unknowns that I had. That was the big problem. Like when it came to meta ads, like I was just throwing money at the wall and none of it was sticking. And I knew that there was a way forward in growth through advertising, but I just didn't really know how that looked, um, or how to diagnose what I was doing and you know, fix any of my problems myself. And so, I mean, that's been one of the biggest parts of the Blueprint is being able to self-assess and self-diagnose all the issues. It's huge. It's a massive thing. So, yeah, I think there's that, and obviously, like my ecom store was on Squarespace, which I thought was a good platform, and I wasn't aware the drawbacks of that. And so after joining Ecom Blueprint, I made the massive move to move over to Shopify. which is a huge undertaking to do for established business.
Mm.
But it immediately paid off. And that's the thing. Shopify, I didn't realize how much better it was set up for e-commerce than Squarespace was. And so now that's helped so many things.
Yeah. You bring such a good point there, is you don't know what you don't know. And it's a really common thing that I speak to people about, especially when they come in. And I can't describe, like I often say that it's at least 10x better than any other platform. That is no underestimation, not just from the usability, but also like the integrations of every other platform
Yes.
that is helpful.
Yes.
And so, I'm just so pumped that you're able to do that. And it should be at least like such a confidence builder for you. That seems like a big mountain to climb, like creating a new website. It doesn't almost get much bigger than that as a project, but I'm sure how much you got so much confidence just going and committing to it, taking the time, doing the thing, figuring out little things, and then probably by the end realizing that it was a lot easier than what you thought. And that just kind of paints the picture for more skill building moving forwards, like the ads you mentioned. It's like, cool, now I understand the baseline and fundamentals. I'm 80% there than say an expert, but that's enough. Like you've actually got the high level
Yeah.
stuff, which is more important than the full nitty gritty type stuff, on a daily basis. So again, so,
Yeah. I
so,
think
so empowering.
when we started talking with our initial consultation, and I told you I was on Squarespace, not Shopify, and I said, do you think I should change across now? And you're like, oh, I mean, the sooner the better. And you were really nice the way you were nudging me across to be like, yeah, you really should get this done.
Yeah,
It was a big time investment,
for
and
sure.
I felt frustrated at the beginning because it's such a time investment to build a new website, especially with a system I don't know and
Mm.
all these issues. But like to see it just instantly just work, I was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
this has been the right move.
Yeah, one of those things that's like, damn, I should have done that, a year ago, sort of thing.
Well,
But
yeah,
at least you did, and that's the most important thing. And to see the fruits is obviously the most important thing. So
yeah,
just with
unreal.
the obviously, yeah, working full time, doing this as a side hustle. What have you found most beneficial and useful with the actual program? Obviously, we run a hybrid coaching model where there's, obviously access to myself and a couple other coaches, and we've got the course and groups and stuff like that. But what have you personally found the most valuable for your situation?
I really like the classroom stuff. So I can watch the videos of you going through processes. I'm going to be starting to get into affiliate marketing soon. I want to influencer stuff too. I know that's on the horizon for me because following the other coaching stuff, like this is probably the next step after just normal advertising. Um, and I can get the fundamentals down now. I'm doing my research now into it, and I'm building up um, and studying for that next step. So again, I'm taking away the unknowns, and they're becoming known problems, and I'm solving for those problems now before I actually go up against them. So the classroom stuff's invaluable for that because I can educate myself in my own time. Like you said, I'm employed full time elsewhere, and so I've got a young family, I've got young kids, and so time is a very limited resource of mine, and it just means that I can study it when I want to. The coaching calls and stuff, the group coaching stuff, that's great as a check-in to see if what I'm doing is on the right track and if my ad spends are correct. And when I'm self-diagnosing ad issues or something that I am diagnosing correctly, just to get that more instantaneous feedback on that, that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, the video classroom stuff is by far the best thing. Yeah, it's gross.
That's fantastic to hear that, and obviously keeping it relevant and up to date, but also my priority is that I'm in programs. I've always kind of been mentored since I had my realization that I needed some help, and I'm just like, we just need the facts. You need to know quickly why you're doing something, then obviously exactly how to do it in as short a time as possible. Like the last thing I want you guys to be doing is just basically spending all your time watching videos and feeling productive. But where you've got that balance right is like just taking what you need, then follow the click buttons, off you go, bang, implement action, then get the feedback as the data rolls through. So you've obviously got a really great structure there, and you sort of know what you need to do, and you're not too tempted to kind of move through too much information to create that overwhelm. So that's been a really big skill that I've obviously observed from you, which is, been amazing. And as I say, you've got the fruits from that. Just a final question for you. I mean, knowing what you know now, having the results that you've achieved, and I guess having the wisdom of being on the other side, and feeling that, I guess, support and progress, like, what would you sort of say to people that are where you were, even back in that mid-year, and maybe if they're overwhelmed or struggling or just been putting away and not sure where it's going to go? Like, what would you sort of say to people like that, about their next steps, and what you did that you could, I guess, share with them?
I mean, I guess, uh, yeah, I mean, you can keep doing nothing. I mean, you can you can keep just running your business as it is, and you just keep getting the same results you're getting. I think if you want to see different results, you need to change something. And in terms of like a cost outlay or a time outlay, your course is not that much really. And what I viewed it as is the cost of my time and my money in this course was fairly insignificant to the potential upside. So in small business, you're constantly managing that risk of investment in time and money, and what you're going to get as a result of it. And I just saw the potential upside far, 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 far outweighing the cost of it. And as it turns out, I was correct. And in a very, very short period of time, the cost of your course was already paid off. And I expect I'll, easily multiples of your course in the future of my business as well. So it's yeah.
That's an amazing.
I guess that's a big thing. If you don't want to change, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if you want to see growth, and you want to see like substantial growth and substantial benefit, and you're ready to learn, then this is the course to do.
Yeah, that's an amazing perspective, and obviously appreciate you sharing that. And I think that attitude initially is, what's delivered you the results and made you take the action. And I think at the very least, what I say to people, like, you're going to get the results. It's an inevitability unless you stop your business and just give up completely, that you're going to get results, right? But the investing in yourself and building skills and knowledge around things, that you can take that forever. That's something that never gets taken away from you. And so that, again, in my own experience investing in myself and my businesses, it's like that just fills me with so much confidence. Like, cool, as you say, if something's going to change, I have to take that responsibility and literally make that change. And sometimes you got to pay a bit, because the more you pay, sometimes the more you pay attention. That's what I love to use. Right? It's like force myself to get the return through taking the action. And so that was beautifully said, man. So look, thank you so much for sharing these insights. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for the course. It's been it's been a massive game changer for me, and I'm so thankful for it.
Yeah, are you a superstar? Thank you. More to come.
Yes. Thanks, Will.